Alrighty, good afternoon everybody. It is 2 o'clock in the Arvo, lovely sunny day. We are about to go and get ourselves a nasty back pump. Nasty being the key word here. Nah, I don't know what I'm saying. Pretty much the plan of attack is going to be 6 to maybe 8 sets of back. And within the 6 to 8 sets of back, there's a few movements that I want to do. How am I making this decision? Well, I always think of it like when I train my back, there's usually going to be 1 to 2 muscle groups that get the most amount of dedicated effort. And they're usually exercises 1, 2, 3, sometimes 4 in your workout, right? Whatever exercise you do first in your workout, that's the one that's going to pretty much receive the most stimulus. Yeah, you have the least amount of fatigue, you're fresh as hell when you start, and then you have the least accumulated fatigue moving into exercise 2, exercise 3, etc. etc. What the hell is a bus doing here? Oh, it's turning. Jesus. Whoops. Um, and so, what was I talking about? Pretty much whatever you want to target in that workout, you should do earlier on, right? And my previous back days, the thing that I targeted first was sort of like my mid back. You know, I was doing a close grip row, and I was really sort of frying out the mid back area. So you want to think lower traps, mid traps, rhomboids, around about there. A tiny bit of rear delts. And so for the workout today, I want to sort of focus a bit more on the vertical pulling and maybe hit a bit more of like my lower lats, right? So I'm probably going to start with something like single arm lat row, straight arm pull down with relatively heavy weight, right? And the heavy weight is just in terms of like managing fatigue as well. Heavier weight means less reps means less fatigue means fresher for the next sets, right? And so out of the 8 or 6 to 8 sets, I'm going to dedicate at least 2 to that. And then if I'm thinking about other areas of my back that I haven't given like, exercise 1, exercise 2, then it would probably be like the lat pull down or like the pullover, right? And so by that stage, I'm at 2, maybe 5 sets, depending if one feels good, I might do three sets for it. And then of the remaining back sets, I want to do rear delts. Yeah, some people like to lump rear delt training with their shoulder training, which isn't incorrect, but I like to I like to just leave it in my back days, pretty much. Right? Sometimes I'll do like a dedicated shoulder day, where I'll hit like lateral raises for the side delts, face pulls or rear delt dumbbell raises for the rear delts, and then oh, I never really work front delts, so that's all. It's all the incline pressing, man. Anyway, that's the plan of attack, right? It's not a lot of volume, and I think before I started the prep, I would think that that's an insanely low amount of volume. And I was never really a big volume guy in my sessions anyway. Like back peak bulk and maybe even a few years earlier on, a few years before, I mean, most of my workouts would be like maybe 15 sets, 20 sets max, right? But I'd never creep below like 10. But since starting this prep and training a bit more, I've started to notice that if I do too many damn sets, I am completely fried for my next sessions, like completely. And I used to train maybe like 5, 6, 7 times a week. And then what happened was that with those ones, my fucking lifts would suffer like crazy. I would be training and the subsequent same muscle group session. So let's say I do chest on Monday, and then I do back, legs, arms, and then I hit chest again on Friday. I've got like a decent amount of break in between, like 4 days, like average more than 48-hour recovery time. But I was so tired for those sessions. Like I could tell I was not performing even close to what that muscle was capable of um, relative to that Monday push slash chest session, right? And so what I had to do was like I cut my sessions in half in total in terms of total volume, and I cut my sets in each session by quite a bit as well. Funnily enough, despite doing that, I've still maintained pretty much close to, I'd say I've lost around 15% strength, maybe around 20, hovering closer to that 20 mark now. But that's with losing around about 12 kilos of body weight. So what's that in percentages? So I lose around 15% in body weight, but I suffer the same amount in strength loss. That's not too bad. That's actually not too bad, to be honest, because you can get, and I can feel like I can get gnarly strong at like 70 kilos, funnily enough, right? That's the plan of attack. I mean, prep is going sort of okay. Today's going to be a good day in terms of the diet. I had a strawberry rokeby this morning. That's 300 calories, 30 grams of protein. I made a chicken breast omelet again, which has honestly been like my go-to meal. It's 1,200 calories, which sounds like a lot, but you get 100 grams of protein. So, and it tastes pretty damn good too. You just got to be a fan of cottage cheese, which fortunately for me, I quite like. So smash that. What am I at? I'm at like 1,500. I'm at 1,500 calories. You throw in a coffee on top, throw in 2 coffees on top. I'm at 1,900. So 1,900 calories, but I'm at around about 135 protein. So to be honest, I can finish with my meals for today, and I would say that 130 is an adequate amount of protein for a 70 kilogram body. But gonna do a bit of cardio, gonna increase my my caloric burn a little bit, so I can just eat a tiny bit more, feel a little bit better, and then potentially reap the benefits of that additional protein as well. And so I'm just gonna fucking eat like a 45 gram protein bar, which is only like 400 calories, whatever, and bump my total protein up to around 175 now. 175, I'm getting pretty damn close to 2.5 grams of protein per body weight in kilos. And so that's a healthy buffer of a shit ton of protein in case my body needs it, right? And there's always this saying that when you're in a caloric deficit and you're trying to lose body fat specifically, as well as retain as much muscle as possible, it is shown to be a bit more beneficial to just go a bit extra in terms of the protein. So yeah, all right, fine, I'll give it a shot. But obviously, if I don't do that extra cardio, or if I don't hit my total weekly caloric deficit, then I'm not going to lose any weight. And that's the thing that I'm tracking towards usually. Yeah. If at the start of the week I weigh 70 kilos and I know to get to 69 kilos at the end of the week, I need to eat 1,500 calories every day, or I need to be in a deficit of around about 800, 900 calories relative to my total daily energy expenditure. Then by the week, my total calories consumed should be damn close to that worked out number of how many calories I needed to be in deficit to reach that goal. Does that make sense? Because that's pretty much the principle of losing weight, simply said, right? But there's a lot of like fluctuations and inputs that you can do. Like it varies depending on how much muscle mass you have, because that will impact your metabolism as well as your NEAT, which is just when you lie still and don't do anything, how much your body is gonna burn at complete rest. Is it NEAT? Maybe it's something else. But anyway, point of the matter is, damn cuz, you trying to fucking kill me? Point of the matter is, we're gonna get crazy on this back session, and then we'll just see what the pump looks like right afterwards. All right, we'll see you in there. Alrighty. First set, single arm lat rows or lat pull downs. Yeah, I'm trying to keep the arm pretty much in line with my shoulder out in front, and I'm really focusing hard on trying to pull my elbow into my back pocket. So that in some other words would be like depress the scapula at an angle of around like 45 degrees back and down. In other words, if you're playing right side Ryu in Street Fighter and you try to hit a Hadoken, what do you do with the joystick? You go down, diagonal, left, then left, right? Because you're playing on the right side. And then light punch, medium punch, heavy punch dictates the speed of the Hadoken. Anyway, imagine that's the angle that your shoulders are trying to make when you pull down, yeah? You're not trying to pull back. You're not doing this. You're doing this. Hadoken. Hadoken. Down, left, right. Oh, wait, no, it's more like down, diagonal, left, left. Yeah, anyway. I'm waffled on for too long. I'll show you what it looks like. Uh-oh. Still this way. Ugh. Alrighty, I'm not gonna start just yet. I'm just gonna hang on for another like 10 seconds. Ugh. 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 Whew. Not bad. Not bad at all. I quite like that one. Yeah. Lying face pulls. When I get a better camera, oh, you know what? I don't look too bad here. But pretty much, the lying face pull is pretty much a glorified high elbow row. Yeah, but it's slightly different because the way I set up on the seated or this lying version, shout out Sam Sulek, was that you're able to actually pull your elbows not just back, but also angle them slightly downwards as well. And that sort of slightly down and back angle, I think, is the best in terms of hitting your rear delts. It does have the added benefit of usually when you set up on a bench with a cable station like this, depending on what attachment you use, the cables are just out of reach of you being able to rest your back completely flat on the seat. And so what happens is that based on your body weight, it forces you into almost like a body weight shoulder protraction position, which is perfect for when you want to isolate just the rear delts. You know, when you retract or even have your shoulder blades in that neutral position, it's very easy to, shrug up and use your traps. Whereas if they're constantly protracted like this, the range of motion to elevate the shoulders is significantly limited. So it's sort of one of those like two birds with one stone type biz action. You know what I mean? Anyway, check it out. Ugh. 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 Nah. Uh, that was alright. Let's do one more. Alrighty. We are up to exercise number 3. And I mean, it's a bit awkward to do because it goes against what most conventional programming is like. But I like to do my sort of all-inclusive compounds, sometimes like second, third, rarely fourth exercise in my workout. So what's the rationale here? I talked about it in the car, right? The first exercise that you do is likely going to elicit the most hypertrophic response due to fatigue minimization. You're coming in fresh. That's all I like to think about. And so it makes sense to do like a heavy compound that targets multiple different muscle groups across a lot of different joint actions to get the most bang for your buck. That's why people start off with bench press. That's why people start off with squats, deadlifts to some degree, I guess, if you want to do a bodybuilding deadlift type workout. And so, yeah, you would rear dumbbell bench, shoulder press. These are all examples of these compound moves, right? And the thinking, yeah, the rationale is that you get a lot of bang for your buck. But I actually like doing them later on in the exercise or in the workout because I still get the same bang for my buck, but I get to use a lighter weight and still reach failure a little safer, if that makes sense. I'll explain it in the next clip. Just for now, watch me lug around these 20s. It's not that heavy, but it's been a while since I've done just normal chest supported dumbbell rows, so slightly rusty, but we'll see how we go. Maybe a bit too heavy. Yeah. 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 Let's see if I can get a quick camera angle change whilst I'm resting. I went I went portable. Yeah, this is good because, you want to rest an adequate amount between each side as opposed to jumping straight into it. Ugh. 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 That's enough for me. Let's move on. I hope I'm in the shot. I hope it's not too dark. Anyway, I just checked the set countage. It was only like 6 sets of a back, so I'm just gonna do one more rear delt exercise, a rear delt dumbbell raise, and I'm just gonna spend some extra time practicing my posing. So we'll see how this goes. 10 kilos, nothing crazy. But only one set to make it count. I'm gonna have to go all Mike Mensa on this bitch. If you know what I'm saying. And if you don't, here's a visual guide. Well. No. Woo. All right, let's check the pump. Alrighty. Head in frame. Okay, let's see what we're working with. Let us see. By all accounts, a very low volume session. But, I mean, I've said it in the car, I'll say it again. This is what I think has been working for me. What is going on? Oh, it's just my hair. Anyway, let's go through a couple. Whoops. Woo! Not bad. Not bad. Let's see how the back's looking. Ooh, a bit asymmetric. Ooh. Oh, that's fucking wide. Let's see if I can I want to focus if I can just pull everything into this spot right here. I want that to be like the epicenter of my back contraction. Anyway, just fucking around. I should really be practicing, whoops. But, I mean, that's bodybuilding for me, you know? It's just fun, flexing your muscles and shit. I don't know about you. But otherwise, low volume back workout, still good, still chipping away. 70.2 this morning. Give me 2 seconds. Hello. Oh, thanks, man. That's not mine.
It was full of root.
Oh, okay, all good. Thanks, bro. Oh, that's a nice guy. There's a room gimbal in this posing room. Anyway. I'm thinking about how to hit the front double bicep a little more aesthetically. Because normally I'll just go, but I want to do some like straight arm, bang action. I don't know, I'm working on it. We don't have long to go, to be honest, only really like 4 weeks, but this is more that like refinement stage for me, at least, right? I'm getting decently comfortable with these quarter turns. I'm like changing it around a bit so that it's a bit more streamlined and wide at the top, as opposed to like big and gappy like this that I used to do. I'm hooking this arm around in, flexing the chest, turning the shoulders more. Same with the other side, like when I hit it here, it's a lot more, I don't know, hard to explain. Anyway, if you listen to this far, thanks for tuning in.